Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Will and welcome to Copper Jacket TV. So we actually have some good news that we need to talk about today. As I'm sure by now most of you are aware, back on October 10th, Newsom signed several terrible new gun bills. One of which was the first of its kind in the nation. Other states have tried and failed, but with Newsom at the helm, pretty much anything is possible. The bill was AB 1127, which is better known as the quote Glock ban, even though it bans a lot more than just that one brand, proving once again that he does not care about the Constitution or our rights. Remember, this is the same guy who pushed for the 28th Amendment to abolish the Second. That's how extreme his policy mindset is. Well, today we have some encouraging news that a federal lawsuit has just been filed against California and AB 1127. This is a huge case. It's brought by three major 2A orgs, individual plaintiffs, and it is definitely something you guys are going to want to see. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, real quick before we get started, this video is proudly sponsored by American Heart for Gold. Listen, everybody in the firearms community understands the value of precious metals. Brass and lead could protect your life, but silver and gold can protect your savings. You know, in our lifetime, the dominance of the US dollar was supreme, but that may change soon. The stock market swings back and forth every day, and we're facing record inflation, increasing costs, and unprecedented tariffs. So don't let your life savings become a casualty of market crashes or tariff wars. In times of economic chaos like now, there is one currency that stood the test of time and continues to increase in value: physical gold and silver. Now, they can print more dollars, but they can't print any more gold. While the value of the dollar is tanking, the value of gold is hitting record heights, with many predicting that gold might reach $5,000 an ounce by the end of 2025. Now is the time to call the only precious metal dealer that I trust, American Heart for Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your wealth portfolio with physical gold and silver delivered directly to your door. You can also transfer your current retirement account into a gold IRA, tax and penalty free, with the finest products, amazing customer service, and buyback commitment. American Heart for Gold has a 5-star rating from thousands of reviews and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. In a sea of anti-2A companies, American Heart for Gold proudly supports pro-2A content. If you contact American Heart for Gold today and tell them I sent you, they will give you up to $15,000 of free silver on your first order. So call them now. Click the link in the description or call 866-856-2507. That's 866-856-2507, or text COPPER to 65532. Again, that's 866-856-2507, or text COPPER to 65532. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So the case that we're talking about today is called Jaymes v. Bonta. This case was just filed yesterday, October 13th, only 3 days after this bill was signed. I mentioned in my video day before yesterday, the lawsuits are going to start flying soon, and this one is the first. The lawsuit was filed in federal district court for the Southern District of California by three major groups: the FBC, the 2AF, and the NRA, including the individual plaintiffs, which means there is a chance that this could be heard by Judge Benitez, which would be awesome. Now, let's take a quick look at Jaymes v. Bonta. Okay, so here's the case right here. You can see the case number, so you can look it up for yourself. This is the complaint for declaratory, injunctive, or other relief filed by Danielle Jaymes, John Phillips, the NRA, the FPC, and the Second Amendment Foundation v. Rob Bonta in his official capacity as Attorney General. Now, you can learn a lot about a lawsuit just by simply reading the introduction, where you can see here it says, 1, the Second Amendment protects law-abiding citizens' right to possess and, as an incident, to acquire weapons that are in common use, including handguns, see DC v. Heller. 2, plaintiffs sue to challenge the constitutionality of Penal Code 27595A, which bans the sale or transfer of Glock and Glock-style handguns with cruciform trigger bars. These handguns are in common use. Indeed, they are among the most popular firearms in the nation. Yet, if 27595A is enforced, Californians will have no practical way to acquire them. Now, down towards the bottom, we have the prayer for relief, which is basically what the plaintiffs are asking for. And it says, plaintiffs respectfully request that this court declare that Penal Code Section 27595A's ban on semi-automatic handguns is unconstitutional under the Second Amendment, both facially and as applied. Enjoin enforcement of Penal Code Section 27595A's ban on semi-automatic handguns, and award the plaintiffs the cost of this action and reasonable attorney fees pursuant to 42 U.S.C. 1988, and award plaintiffs other legal and equitable relief as is just and appropriate. So basically, they're saying, look, we want you to enjoin this, and at the same time, we want you to pay for all of our legal fees. So basically, the lawsuit states that California's ban is unconstitutional, and they're seeking to have the law enjoined from enforcement. But what's interesting here is that in multiple cases that have made it to the Ninth Circuit or even the Supreme Court, California has already openly admitted that firearms that are in common use for self-defense cannot be banned. They've actually admitted it multiple times on the record already, so I can't wait to hear how they try and walk this one back, especially given that these guns are the most popular self-defense tool in the entire country, if not the world. To be honest, I don't see how California argues against this one. They have been legal in the state for decades, and even after this will remain legal to own and possess. So they obviously can't be uniquely dangerous or anything, not to mention the conduct that would make them somehow different from the standard model is already illegal federally. It's just proof that this was all just an excuse to push another ban and try and further their agenda. Actually, here's a quote from Brandon Combs. He's the president of the FPC, where he says, "The Constitution does not allow elitist politicians to decide which constitutionally protected guns the people may own. And California doesn't get to tell the people that their rights end where Governor Newsom's tyrannical anti-Second Amendment politics begin. Every American has the right to choose the tools that they trust to defend their lives and liberty. We look forward to ending this insanely unconstitutional scheme, just as we have many others." So this is big. We have our very first case challenging the constitutionality of AB 1127 coming just days after the bill was signed, and I just personally don't see how the state could defend it. Hopefully this leads to the law being overturned, but as most of you know, lawsuits typically don't move very fast, especially in California. But I'm going to try and stay optimistic about this one. I personally think it's a slam dunk, but we'll just have to wait and see. We have until July 1st, which is when the law takes effect, to get an injunction. So it's pretty much a fingers crossed type situation. So I'll stay on top of it. I'll notify you guys and let you know if anything changes. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching this video and you appreciate the content, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's one of the best ways you can help support this channel. Thumbs ups are also appreciated, and that little alarm bell will let you know when new videos come out, so you guys can stay on top of this one if you want to. Thanks again very much. Y'all have a great day.